Hey guys, welcome back. This is HD and I'm coming at you guys with the final game of this series between oGs.MC and Evil Genius's EG.Idra. A great series so far, guys. I'm very excited about this. I get excited about all Starcraft 2 games. I don't know what else there is about it that kind of gets my juices flowing. I guess I'm like a little happy kid in Candyland when I watch professional Starcraft 2 players. I don't know how or why, but when you watch a rivalry like MC and EG.Idra kind of unfold, and you see players of these two calibers kind of duking it out, it's just quite a treat. So I'm excited to see who's going to win this one. I didn't see these series live when I was at MLG because I was so busy with other things. But yeah, let's just see how this is going to play out. Now, it is Shakura's Plateau. EG.Idra is going to be the red Zerg. He's spawning at the top right-hand corner of this map, so already going to have a cross-spawn situation with MC in the bottom left-hand corner. And you guys know that typically would favor a Zerg player, but the thing about this map is I definitely feel like there are certain features, especially in the middle. If you look at the middle of the map, it's not that friendly for Zerg. And the reason why I say that, yes, there is multiple attack paths. You can kind of go in from the south, and then in the middle, and then come in through the top. But the little multi-paths are actually really easily lockable by a couple of force fields, and I feel like it's certainly a map that Protoss can kind of split the map in half with. So given that, I think it is a Protoss favored map in the slightest. I certainly feel like Zerg can still get away with a lot of macro because it's such a big map and there's a lot of cross spawns and everything. But I definitely feel in the late game Protoss has just a slight advantage against Zerg. So, and I think a lot of players will agree with me there. At the top level, at the pro level, a lot of players will say that Shakura's Plateau, not a map that you want to play a Protoss against if you're Zerg. And I think that's why MC kind of chose this map as well. Remember, guys, he did lose the last game. Loser always picks the next map. Now, we do once again have a pylon blockage coming up for MC. He seems to really like that. And I'm not sure why EG.Idra... I guess EG.Idra goes for the 14 pool into 16 hatch, but I really feel like it's probably more suited for your build if you just open up with the pool, wait for Zerglings, and, you know, drone up during that entire time, and then wait for Zerglings to come out, and then once you kill off the pylon, make the hatchery. But I guess EG.Idra tries to get away with that 16 hatch. It's just usually not going to work against a thinking Protoss player, or a Protoss player that wants to harass you, and that's what MC really is. So that pylon is going to delay that hatchery. Unfortunately, a drone will never be able to break that down. Well, we'll be able to break it down, but it'll take forever. So now 4 Zerglings kind of coming to help the drone out a little bit, and the pylon is going to be destroyed. And now EG.Idra finally gets his hatchery up. So a little bit of a delay there. Nothing too serious though, but as soon as EG.Idra scouts the Forged expand here from MC, and this is actually another reason why this map is a little bit Protoss favored, very easy to forge fast expo, I would imagine EG.Idra is going to have to get a 3rd expansion of his own. So we'll see. We'll see once he scouts that out if he decides to get the 3rd up. In fact, he's not even going to scout it. He's just going to send a drone out. So pretty confident here from EG.Idra. Pretty confident that MC went ahead and went with the Forge fast expand because he hasn't scouted at all. And if MC was just going for a straight up 4-gate or something, EG.Idra would be dead. But EG.Idra is just playing very confidently now, and you know he's going to see the Forge expand. He's going to be pretty happy to know that went down, and well, he still hasn't scouted yet. That's very curious. I mean, I'm all for Zergs droning up and playing super macro hard, and you know EG.Idra's kind of the flag bearer when it comes to that kind of play style. He leads the charge for that, but to do this blindly is actually pretty scary. Now he finally. No, he still hasn't gotten a scout yet. He hasn't even moved the Overlord in to check for the Nexus. Wow, really bold stuff here from EG.Idra. But there's a macro hatchery coming down now for him as well. Super macro style, as I said before. EG.Idra at 25 drones, but that is about to skyrocket once all his larvae starts popping out and spitting out of his hatcheries and his queens. Probe also gets a full scout off down south, and it's going to see the hatchery coming up. MC deciding to follow up his tech now after the expansion with a Stargate. So we do have a Stargate on the way. And I like that. I mean, initial Void Rays can definitely poke off a couple of Overlords and, you know, give Protoss that much needed map control and vision across the board. But we'll have to see if MC decides to, you know, make a bunch of Void Rays and kind of build them up and then move out with the fleet. No, he's probably not. His rally point already set to the middle of the map. So MC looks like he's going to go with an initial Void Ray here. He's going to try to control the skies and kind of pick off Overlords. Idra sitting in the back, playing very, very conservatively right now. Still doesn't have a lair up yet either, guys. Just getting a Roach Warren right now, but that's so he can make roaches when the time comes. So at this moment in the game, still droning up, no lair, total passive playstyle from both these players actually. And really the first blood is going to be drawn by the Void Ray. The first Void Ray is not on the field, and a second Chrono Boost dropping for the second Void Ray here. Excuse me, first Chrono Boost dropping for the second Void Ray. Overlord gonna come in here. I don't know if it saw the Void Ray or not. I think it may have, but it doesn't really make a difference because the Void Ray, the Stargate's gonna be seen anyways. And MC has pulled the Void Ray onto the Overlord. So Idra now knows what's going on. He knows that there's a Stargate on the field. He knows there's a Chrono Boost for a second Void Ray. He didn't see these 3 Warp Gates on the way though. That's a little premature. The 3 Gateways. They're not quite Warp Gates yet. But he didn't see those. But it doesn't matter to him. He's going to throw up a couple of Spore Crawlers in his mineral line. He's definitely, his playstyle these days is definitely tailored to playing very conservatively and passively. There was a bit of a phase where Idra was kind of trying different things and doing Hydra drops and mass muta and a whole bunch of various strategies. But then he kind of, I feel like he kind of fell back to his old playstyle of just super macro, you know, super defensive and passive. And that's kind of reflected in his previous games so far, and especially this one. He's just throwing Spore Crawlers up, and he's just droning up. But there are 2 Void Rays on the field right now. They were able to kill off, let's see, 1 Overlord, so 2 Overlords have gone down so far. That's nothing that Idra can't recover from. Maybe a 3rd Overlord is going to go down here. Yeah, it is going to go down. So Idra going to lose a 3rd Overlord here. The Void Rays may end up getting a charge. No, they will not. And with 2 Queens kind of fighting here, the Void Rays are probably going to have to run away. Oh! They get a charge and they pick off the Overlord, but the charge wears off. Remember, guys, that charge for Void Rays is actually very crucial. If you can get those 2 Void Rays charged up, the amount of damage they do just multiplies exponentially. And Idra realizing that, pulling his Queens here, he wants to defend that Extractor. He doesn't want to let the Void Rays charge up. Otherwise, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Now, 4 Queens on the field. That should be enough to keep the Void Rays at bay. Also have Roach Speed, Ground Carapace level 1, Melee Attacks level 1. Interesting, and Pneumatized Carapace. So I don't think he's going with Roach Hydra this game. It looks like he's going to go with Lings, and just purely Lings. Maybe Roach Ling, it looks like. The Carapace upgrade's certainly interesting. Usually, when Zerg players play against Protoss, they're just going to get offensive upgrades. They don't really care about defensive upgrades, because when you think about it, your units are going to die so fast to Protoss units that, you know, having a little bit extra defense isn't going to make that much of a difference. You just want to do the most damage possible in the limited amount of time you have with your units being alive on the field. So, Idra getting an interesting decision here to go for the Ground Carapace, which prompted me to think that he was going to go with something like Mass Lings, but it doesn't look like that's the case. I don't think he's going Ling Muta. But where did those Lings come from? Okay, well, those Lings found their way over to the top left-hand corner looking for some proxy or something like that. But it looks like they're going to be pulled back as MC is inside the bottom right-hand corner. He's using the Shift Q Blink Micro to get his Stalkers up here, and the hatcheries are going down. In fact, just 1 hatchery going down, but that is going to be pretty devastating. Nice control from MC to get up here, blink up to the high ground, and attack this location. He just popped off a hatchery essentially for free, and Idra has no access down south. He has got to break the rocks. He doesn't have the ability to blink forward because he's not Protoss, and Idra just lost a major source of income and a major, just a major point, basically. The hatchery is just one of those things that you don't want to lose as a Zerg player. Now, a Shift Q Blink Micro to get down. MC just executing his attack forces very beautifully. In fact, I wanted to go ahead and ask you guys right now, since I have an opportunity, would you guys like to see, and I've asked this a couple of times already, but I figured it can't hurt to ask one more time to confirm, for my next Advanced StarCraft Strategies video, yes, I realize the acronym is ASS, for my next ASS video, would you guys like to see Shift Q Blink Micro explained? I've done a video about it like a year ago, but it's so old. Maybe you guys could, maybe you guys would like to see a refresher. I don't know. Let me know, guys. I can show you guys exactly how to do that little blink trick that that MC does so fluidly. So just let me know down in the comments below, and I'll gauge from there. If not, I have a couple of other ideas I'll show you guys for my next ass video. Anyways, MC here coming in with his Stalkers and his Sentries and his Void Rays. Pretty big ball of units now. Of course, Idra suffering from losing his hatchery earlier. Now has a new hatchery up. He's actually ninjing a hatch to the top left-hand corner. Wow, that's brave. If he can get some benefit and income out of that, then it'll certainly be worth it. But how is he going to get drones over here? That's a pretty long way to get drones over to, and he hasn't even saturated the inside pocket expansion yet. We'll just have to wait and see. But Idra is certainly not going with Hydras this game, just going with Ling, Roach, and Corruptor. Huh. Interesting. Well, there are Colossus now coming onto the field. I'm sure at this point he probably could have used Hydras because there's really no Colossus that he has to worry about. But it certainly looks like Idra very concerned about Colossus. But that's, you know, there's only one on the field right now. And his army composition tailored to deal with Colossus, really. I don't know, the force fields here could do a lot of work. We'll have to see what happens. Idra moving into the middle of the field now. This is dangerous. Remember, guys, the middle of the field, especially the northern part and the southern part, very choked off, very easy for force fields to work their magic once again. What Idra wants to do, I don't even know what he wants to do right now. He's going to the top left. It looks like he wants to, I don't know, make a free pathway for drones to get up there, or maybe he's looking for an engage here. Corruptors have gone in. They have found their mark on the Colossus, but there's only one Colossus to kill off, so once that Colossus goes down, the Corruptor is pretty much going to be worthless. Is he going to use the Corruption ability? No, not quite. And Roach is just getting force fielded into the Stalkers. MC not even bothering to blink micro. He's killing everything with his Stalkers here, and the Void Ray's still alive as well. It looks like the entire army devastated, and MC just kills off everything. The last Colossus, the last shot, going to the Colossus, and that guy gets the last laugh, but MC just pretty much destroying the entire Zerg army. And Idra now in full-on scramble mode. He has got to re-macro, and he's got to do it really quickly because MC knows he's got to win over an opportunity here to push forward after the Zerg has lost his entire army. And we'll see if MC decides to do that, or is he going to pull back? Wow, I don't agree with the pullback there. Now, I think the one thing that went into that decision was that, you know, all the creep on the ground. He just didn't want to find his army caught in the middle of all this creep and then getting surrounded by reinforcements. So MC choosing to go with the safe route instead of the more bold, the more, you know, I want to win now. He's going to go for what seems to be an expansion. I'm curious now. Idra did get some drones over to the top left, so he's getting some benefit out of that. I really feel like MC had an opportunity there to push in and maybe even kill off this hatchery one more time. I'm surprised he fell back. I really, really am. Because I think at this point, Idra is just starting to pull, once again, pull ahead. And this is what Idra does best, man. He will pull way ahead of you if you play macro. In fact, look at this army from Idra. My goodness, a whole control screen of Banelings. And I think he has Overlord. No, he doesn't have Overlord drop, and he doesn't have Baneling speed. Huh. That's curious. Okay, he's just not getting centrifugal hooks, so he will have Baneling speed pretty soon, but I'm very surprised. Yeah, I'm very surprised he doesn't have Overlord drop. Typically, against Protoss, you get Overlord drop if you're going to go Banelings. But we'll have to see. I guess he's going to try to roll the Banelings in. Hooks is about to finish here. About 5 seconds away from finishing. He's morphing in a lot of Banelings, and his entire army is hidden to the north. Idra also has quite a few Corruptors too, so the Air Force should be dealt with pretty easily. But then what does Idra have to deal with all the Stalkers? There are so many Stalkers there. I'm not sure if just Banelings is going to cut it. I think he needs some Speedlings here as well, and I don't know why he morphed the rest of his Speedlings into Banelings. In fact, an Observer here sees everything, and here comes Idra. He is just going to barrel everything in, and he's destroying a huge chunk of the Protoss army, but it looks like MC blinking away from most of the damage, I believe. He is going to lose most of his air forces as the Corruptors are going to kill everything, and oh my god, I don't believe this. Is Idra really going to break through? No, he will not. No, he will not. MC blinks forward aggressively. A couple of Corruptors launching their corruption ability, but it doesn't really matter. And MC clears the middle of the field. Wow. MC clears the middle of the field after a very bizarre and very unorthodox composition from Idra. Idra trying to go with Banelings. And he didn't put Banelings in Overlords. He rolled the Banelings in on the ground. They did some pretty good damage, but against Blink Stalkers, most Protoss players are going to be able to avoid that pretty easily. Now, it looks like MC rolling in once again. He's got 4 Templars this time, and oh my god, the Templar Storm! The Storm is just going to destroy these Zerglings. Look at that. That was almost the perfect Storm. You can make a movie out of that. Idra has to pull back. Most of his Zerglings are in the red right now. Now, note that they will recover pretty quickly because they only have 35 HP, and Zerg naturally, organically regenerates over time, but at this point, I think Idra's just kind of trying to buy time to get Adrenal Glands up. That is it. That's the crack upgrade you really need. If he can get crack out, then he should be able to destroy... I know that sounds weird. If he can get some crack out on the table, he should be able to destroy this Protoss army pretty easily. Oh, no! Oh, God! He just got everything stormed once again. He's got to get his army together. He's got to get everything rolling. Otherwise, he's in a lot of trouble, and it looks like he's just going to engage here. And, oh, the Storm just going to destroy the Banelings before they even hit their mark. MC, the MVP of this game, gotta go. The award gotta go to those 4 High Templars, man. They get the MVP of today's game. They destroyed so many Zerglings and Banelings and kept them away. And Idra just, I don't know why he's not pulling back now. He's gonna lose most of his army. And I'm not sure why he didn't wait for crack. It's 30 seconds away. If he had crack upgraded, he could probably destroy the Stalker army really easily. As it stands, though, he is going to lose the inside pocket hatchery. No resistance at all from Idra. It looks like he's going to wait now for his Zerglings to build up and the upgrade to finish. The upgrade is about 5 seconds away from finishing. He's even making a Lonely Infestor as well. And no, he's making Banelings again! What is Idra doing? Why is he making Banelings? I'm so confused right now. I think just pure Speedling would be the way to go with crack. Oh no, but now MC's right up on the ramp, and that is a horrible position for a Zerg player. Oh, Banelings running in. But that's not going to dent this Protoss army at all. Now the Cracklings run in there, and these guys are pretty good, but maybe too many Stalkers. Just maybe. Wow. MC doing some pretty good work right here. Now, will he be able to get out of here with a hatchery kill? That's the important thing to note. He is pretty far ahead right now, don't get me wrong, but I actually don't even know if Idra can get back in this game now that I think about it, because MC has spread out his Stalkers now, and the hatchery almost certainly is going to go down, and it doesn't look like Idra's putting up much of a fight anymore. So I guess the question really is Idra going to GG, or is he going to leave the game? Now MC just going to blink forward right into a couple of vomited fungal growths. I don't think MC really cares though. He's just continuing to warp in more reinforcements. Now the Overlord's just sitting ducks, and oh, there it is. Idra does GG. Okay, so what a game. That was a great battle on Shakura's Plateau. I hope you guys enjoyed that one as much as I did. I know that Idra and MC have a very storied rivalry, and it's always a pleasure to bring games between these two guys. So if you guys get a chance, please do follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I'm at HDStarcraft, and also subscribe to me on YouTube as well. You guys know what my channel is. It's youtube.com/HDStarcraft. Thank you all for tuning in. Following this game, I'm going to go ahead and cast my game against QXC. I'm very excited about that, so I hope you guys stick around for that one, and I will see you guys next time. This is HD, signing out.